So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Out of the gun, Trubisky. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Trubisky to Gabriel there for a Bears first down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Lock in.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Finding some room at midfield. And finally marked down at the 23. A big hitter. That one goes for 40 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Smith on the catch. It's Crowder. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Going up top. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
The Redskins on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Back up. Liz.
Out of the gun, Smith. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
15. Hey, back up.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Richardson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here. I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Akeem Hicks in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
And that's his 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. He can't get him down. Nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Bears take over. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. In on the stop, the safety, Troy Apke.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
He'll leave it for Cohen, complete. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 34 yards there and a 1st down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Back now at FedEx Field. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Flushed it, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Mason Foster coming hard that time. He's able to run him down for a loss of 12. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Lock in.
Now it's Trubisky. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Just work with me a second here because in my lifetime, seeing how quarterback percentages have changed in throwing the football, I mean, back in the good old days, if you were around 50%, you were doing okay. But now, you need to be 65 to 70% to be considered an elite quarterback. And in this ball game, I feel like we're playing old school, right around 50%.
Yeah, he's under 50%. He needs to start hitting more targets. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. And he'll back up a few steps as he'll make the fair catch at about the 8-yard line. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the Washington offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll try and wind down some clock with Peterson. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams, of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. From the gun, here's Smith. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
Now Smith. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. So what can the Bears do here as they'll go for 2? After the interception, here's Trubisky. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here. Smith and the Redskins will come up now 1st and 10 at their own 24.
Let's go. Let's go. 15.
Fresh off the pick 6, it's Smith. And he drops this off to Thompson, complete. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Now a 1st down throw. It's Smith. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll make it a 2nd down. Back to throw, Smith. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It's a gain of 5, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They'll try and get it with Geis. And they're running right through it. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 18 yards there and a 1st down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. They run it here with Thompson. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Clock running as the Redskins try to hurry up.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Again, a run with Thompson. And a juke this time. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Chris Thompson taking it in from the 20. And the Redskins have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. So here are the Redskins now, an important two-point conversion.
15.
Now a toss going left. And he'll get into the end zone. So now a field goal would only tie as they've upped their lead to 3. Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. He's back to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down. This secondary as a unit, they've worked really well together in this one, especially late.
A lot of cohesiveness, a lot of communication, and some great athleticism. They're playing so well now, a nickname is sure to follow. They're going to have to name this whole unit soon.
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
Gotta go.
Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Ryan Kerrigan in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Back to throw. He's got the hook up here on the comebacker, complete. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. A good pick up there of 20 yards. He'll look to throw. To the right side, complete to Miller. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down.
Hey, gotta go.
They'll look to throw. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Cohen. He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be a second down.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Monte Nicholson picks it, and his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
A good starting spot for the Redskins as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Peterson as they begin on the ground. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And now the Bears going to signal for another timeout, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
I said,
The Redskins, they can smell victory now. They take a knee. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.